Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside the Cage, where we bring you the latest and exciting updates of UFC. First, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Kevin Lee retires after stumbling in UFC return. As you know, the world of UFC is simply unpredictable. Recently, there is news of dishonor for Kevin Lee. And guess what? He did not make his return to the UFC. He's had quite a journey since joining the UFC back in 2014. He worked his way up to an interim title fight against Tony Ferguson 3 years later, although he, unfortunately, fell short in that bout. Despite that loss, he remained a prominent figure in the lightweight division for several years. However, things took a different turn for Lee, and he was released from the UFC in 2021 following a couple of consecutive losses. But he didn't let that on his mind. Last year, he competed under the Eagle FC banner and managed to secure a win. Finally, he got it. Later on, in his most recent bout just 2 weeks ago at UFC Vegas 76, he faced Rinat Fakhretdinov, and the match didn't go in Lee's favor, his hard luck for sure. It's worth mentioning that Kevin Lee is still only 30 years old. However, he had been hinting at retirement, and on Tuesday, he made it official. It's certainly a sad turn of events, but we'll always remember his contributions to the sport during his time in the UFC.
To make a long story short, I'm deciding to retire from MMA and the UFC. It's been 12 years, 12 long years of me being the best fighter that I can be, and a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication for me to try to be the best fighter in the world. When I look back on it, I had a hell of a career. I fought a lot of tough guys, some of the toughest guys in the world. I always put up a great fight. I never backed down, and I always challenged myself to do things that I didn't think that I was capable of doing.
While he made his decision due to the stress of fights and his latest surgery. That's why he let his career to the end.
The last 3 years have been rough, especially on my body. It's been a lot of injuries. And honestly, that's one of the main factors of me making this decision. I'm in need of another surgery after that last fight. I'm proud that I went out on my shield. I'm proud that I stood up in there and went out on my own terms. But at this point, I got to think about more than just myself. And I think that my skills and the time and the energy that I've put into this sport, I can put into something else.
Israel, Adesanya's rant at UFC 290, and Dana White's response. Here, a controversy is surrounding Israel. Adesanya's comments. Adesanya made statements against du Plessis, which understandably caused a lot of backlash on social media. During the post-fight press conference, Dana White was asked about the incident and had to address the issue. Surprisingly, White defended Adesanya. Whoa! Dana gave a response to the question and stood by Adesanya, and you know, it's a sensitive subject. Now, people have differing opinions on how it should have been handled. The use of such critical language is unacceptable, and understandably, fans and critics were upset.
He's black. Who gives a shit?
I was going to say, so you don't have any concern about the way the build-up, the tension between those two?
I could care less. This is the fight business. Israel Adesanya can say whatever he wants to say. Who gives a shit? Why are people bitching about that?
Some people.
Of course they are. Oh, fucking A. All right, got it. Yeah. Too fucking bad.
Whereas du Plessis made a response and called Adesanya a clown. Moreover, Adesanya used slang words against his upcoming opponent. That's ethically wrong, but he made a clever turn in this verbal exchange by declaring du Plessis as his brother. Guys, things are getting heated up.
This is my African brother right here. Let's go. What's up? Let's go. Yeah. What's up? Get you gonna do? Yeah, my African brother. Yeah, my African brother. What's up?
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
Let's go. You my for real.
Guys, if you're enjoying the video, we'd love your support. Just hit that subscribe button to motivate us to bring you more exciting content. Conor McGregor, on the verge of being shut out in latest Ultimate Fighter 31 episode. As the time revealed the details, it is known that a tough time is already written for Team McGregor on Tough 31. While in the upcoming match, it's Jason Knight from Team McGregor going up against Landon Quinones. This fight could be a make-or-break moment for Team McGregor. Let's see how Team McGregor can turn things around and finally get a win on the board. On the other hand, it seems like Coach Chandler is trying to put last week's shoving match with McGregor behind him. Well, he's quickly downplaying the incident and shifting the focus back to the upcoming fight between Knight and Quinones. "I want the clean sweep, which I fully intend to do," Chandler says. "I can't wait to win all these fights." With Coach Chandler's endorsement, Knight surely has a lot riding on his shoulders. The other fighters on the show will likely be on high alert. Damn, it adds an extra layer of anticipation to the fight. "What makes me dangerous is my mentality, my composure under the chaos," says Quinones. "I'm going to finesse him, frustrate him, and finish him," the rookie added. Day by day, things just keep getting more intense on the Ultimate Fighter 31. It turns out that Quinones had a tough upbringing. That's why they have the power to shape it in unexpected ways. At the start of the fight, all eyes are on Coach McGregor, whereas Quinones starts strong, landing a beautiful shot early on, and it seems like he's in control. But Knight proves to be very busy off his back. Then, in a sudden turn of events, Quinones gets caught in a triangle choke, and the fight is over in a flash. Knight pulls off an impressive victory. With this win, Team McGregor is dangerously close to being shut out on the season. Their record now stands at 0-7, and there's just one fight left. It's a tough situation for McGregor for sure. Landon has and had a lot more to show. It's such a cruel game at times, McGregor explains after the fight. So during the Ultimate Fighter 31, McGregor asked Dana White what would happen if his team ended up losing every single fight in the opening round. Surprisingly, even Dana wasn't entirely sure about the answer. It seems like the consecutive losses are starting to weigh on McGregor. However, it's a challenging situation for McGregor and his fighters, but he's doing his best to keep their spirits up. Let's see how the rest of the season unfolds for them. Alex Volkanovski's next fight, date, location, and opponent revealed. In the end, Alex Volkanovski continues to solidify his legacy as one of the all-time greats in the sport. He recently showcased his dominance with a commanding win over Yair Rodriguez at UFC 290 in Las Vegas. The 34-year-old champion secured a third-round technical knockout victory. Man, it's truly an impressive feat. Exciting news for fight fans in Sydney. The UFC has already announced that they'll be returning to the city with a pay-per-view event on September 10th. It's always great to see the UFC organizing events in different parts of the world, and Sydney is undoubtedly going to be buzzing with anticipation. However, there's a bit of disappointment for fans hoping to see Alex Volkanovski in action at the upcoming UFC 293. Although Israel Adesanya has been penciled in to headline the event, Volkanovski won't be competing. It's very disappointing news for his fan. Although we won't be seeing Volkanovski in the octagon for the upcoming event, the organization never fails to deliver exciting matchups and thrilling moments. "It rules out Sydney," Volkanovski said on the MMA Hour. Volkanovski is eager to return to the cage and is eyeing UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi on October 23rd, as a more realistic timeline. He's determined for a rematch to compete for the lightweight championship. "I'm planning and hoping this is just a little cleanup on his elbow. Gotta get a few things out of there, and it's not going to be any more than that. If that lightweight title fight is on the line, we make that happen." After his win against Rodriguez, Dana White indicated that he would let Volkanovski take charge of his next move. Currently, there are 3 main contenders, each in a different weight class. The Makhachev rematch is the most obvious choice, and Volkanovski has expressed his interest in it publicly. "He's very lucky that the timing of everything for him because he might get a title fight in the position he is," he said. "Do I think he's done more than enough? No, I don't. But people want that fight. I want that fight. Everyone's hyped up for it." All right, guys, that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you at the next one. Until then, goodbye.